So I figured I would make a video kind of talking about the Ecodiesel engine failures for those people who just don't have the information or don't understand. So one of the common failures initially when it was released was that the cam sprockets would come off from them being pressed on. They would get loose, they would slip, and it would cause a lot of problems. Later on, we started having a secondary issue, which was bearing failure and cranks splitting in half. So at the end of the day, the issue is the crankshaft itself. The crankshaft is too weak for the engine, which was never an issue in the car and really wasn't as big of an issue in the Jeeps because of the difference in weight and towing. Obviously, the Jeeps are heavy as well. So one of the issues we have with having a weak crankshaft is that under certain load situations, the crankshaft will start to wobble or flex, which will take out the bearings. Now, what Chrysler did to try and fix this initially was change the oil. They went to a slightly thicker oil to help take up any slack anywhere, which helped for the most part a little bit. From there, Chrysler did a recall update. After the recall update, people lost their fuel mileage and people were confused. People think that the EGR recall got rid of fuel mileage in order to help with emissions, which is not true. What part of the recall is that people don't understand during the flash is that they changed the transmission settings in the TCM in order to prevent lugging. Lugging is what happens on an engine when it is in too high of a gear for the conditions that it is in. Lugging is very bad normally for transmissions. Lugging is the main cause of 68 RFE failures in the Cummins pickup trucks due to the fact that people lug them too much. They put huge wheels and tires on, and then the motor doesn't downshift. It ends up lugging, and in the Ecodiesel's case, it puts the when it lugs, it puts the initial force of what's happening on the crankshaft itself, which is already weak, which becomes a failure point, which splits the crankshaft in half. What they did was they made it so that the vehicle would downshift easier, meaning that you'd go up hills, you get a headwind, the vehicle would downshift, it would go back into higher RPMs, and it would prevent lugging. The crankshaft does not split in half due to the engine's power. That is not a thing. The engine does not make so much power that it is splitting crankshafts in half. That is far from true because this same engine is used in multiple other vehicles without issue. So, with that being said, one of the only fixes here, other than trying to put a band-aid on it like Chrysler has done, is to get a new crankshaft that is the appropriate metal to prevent these issues. I have had customers ask me to modify their transmission control module settings to allow them to lug the engine for better fuel economy on the highway. I refuse to do that because I'm not going to be known for frying people's transmissions or blowing their engines due to them wanting to get better fuel economy. We already get better fuel economy through proper tuning. We do not need to get better fuel economy by hurting the engine. With that being said, initially we were going to create an entire new bottom end for the engine. We were going to make an entire new bottom half to the engine because we thought that the issue might be the bottom half of the engine itself. Cradle, girdle, whatever people want to call it. But we have decided that that is not the issue. The issue is in the crankshaft itself. So we will be working with a few companies on trying to get a aftermarket crankshaft built and designed for this motor that is not going to flex, will not cause bearing issues, and will not come undone when we throw a ton of boost at it. With that being said, I would imagine the price tag is going to be expensive. We will offer the crankshaft for sale by itself. and more than likely we will offer remanufactured engines that are ready to go out to customers for people that have had engine failures. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to contact me, or if you need a better description of what exactly I'm talking about, feel free to message me. Now, it is said that there has been bearing issues due to emissions and EGR causing the oil to be dirty and things like that. Not so much. Can it contribute to it? Yes. Can it be the main cause of failure? Absolutely not. You are not going to split a crankshaft in half or tear apart bearings because of soot inside the oil. Changing your oil at proper intervals prevents any of that. Anyone who wants to get in on the research and development or the early stages of any of these projects, please feel free to contact me, because it will be done at cost. There will be no retail pricing. There will be none of that at all. You know, you will get your parts for what it costs to have them done. So like I said, you can email me at randy@recklesstx.com with any questions, or you can comment on here with any questions you may have as well. Have a good day.